God for this time. We're back again. We're looking at the gathering race. Gathering race. Life is a race. It is a race. In life, you are either running away from something, or you are running
towards
something. So you are in a constant race in life. That's what you're doing. It's a race, and that race is after and about one thing, and that is to gather, to collect as much as you can. So it is the race that we are into in this life. The world that we live in is the world of the fast and the furious. You are fast and furious because someone else is faster than you, even though you are fast.
So being fast isn't enough.
So it is the world of the fast and furious. You know that we now have what we call fast foods, like those fries iTiS, where you sit like for 5 minutes and your food is ready, because they don't have to slaughter the chicken for you. It has been preserved in the refrigerator for the last month. So now that you want it today and right now, you can get it. So in a very fast way, they get you the chicken that you want, and you eat it very fast. It is the world where people do not want things after, but they want things now. They want it now, as fast as you can. It is a world of fast marriages with faster divorces. The faster the marriage, okay, the faster the divorce. Everything is on a rush. We are in a race, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a race. But whose race are we running? Has anyone ever asked that question? Whose race are we running? I normally warn people and tell them that please do not ask for the grace to run the race which you did not organize. Because I see many Christians, praying to God and asking for the grace of the race. But whose race are you pleading for the grace for? God, give us the grace to finish this race. Whose race? Whose race are we participating in? Yes, you are running, but in which race are you? Who organized the marathon? Who organized it? Were you part of the organizing committee of that race? Answer: no. But you are participating. So we are in a race. We are in a race. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 17, very quickly. We are in a race. Everything is first. What does it say? 17.
7:17 says, it says that nevertheless, each person should live as a believer in whatever situation the Lord has assigned to them. Just as God has called them, this is the rule I lay down in all the churches.
Now, each person must live. So the rest that I've been talking about is a lifestyle. It is our lifestyle. Our lifestyle is racing. We are running away from something or after something. But the scripture says each and every person must live according to their calling. So what is your calling? What is your assignment? Merizo. That's the Greek word. What is your assignment? Why are you participating in? Have you been assigned to run this race? Or you haven't? So we are in a rush. You must not only get something in this life, isn't it? You must get it before any other person gets it. It's not about running to get something. It's not about running to get there. Are we together? It is about getting there before others get there. That's the race. You understand? That's the nature of the race. It is get there before or faster than any other person. It's not let's get there together. No, it's not. That's not the race. That's not the lifestyle that we're living. It is get there before anyone else gets there.
That's when it makes sense.
Yes. It is a race where you don't need to be helped. It is a race where you have to help. You are either helping or being helped, and if you're being helped, then you have failed in this race. So we are in a rush. You know how bills accumulate before you know it. Let me ask you, how long is a month?
Month? Just 30 days.
There are 30 days, isn't it? But let me ask you guys, can we really be sure that a month, the modern month is 30 days? Is it really 30 days?
No.
Because before you regulate, the landlord is on your... And you just what have they past 30 days really?
But what has changed?
The race. Everything is racing. So I am no longer sure whether it is really 30 days in a month. we need to count those days. Something is happening. The days are also racing. Everything is on a rush. A baby takes long in the womb. But when they are born, the next day they are grown. So we are in a race of gathering. We're in a race of gathering. And every day, for those of you who are working, isn't it? We take nothing from home every day, but we bring something back home. Have you noticed? Every day that we walk out of our homes, when we come back with something. Have you noticed? And when we bring whatever we brought, we put it in the house. Because that is what the race is about. The race is about what? Gathering. So we go back with the polythene papers. We will go back with loaded with food, with toys, with what? We gather.
Lumu politician yasuubiza akaveera
It
nebamulonda.
is a gathering race. A certain politician promised people that they are going to be gathering, going back with the polythene paper, the late Sabbath-day, and they voted him into office because he appealed to the race, the gathering race. Now let me ask you, have you ever taken time to count the things you have in your house? Have you ever taken time to count the things, to do an audit of the things you have in your house?
Against the things you come back with every day.
No, you just count the things that you have. The practice will continue, that won't stop. But has anyone of you ever counted the things they have in their house? Why should you? To get to know how much you have gathered so far. Has anyone ever done that? Have you counted your clothes? Have you counted your shoes? That's the wardrobe, eh? Have you counted your cutlery in the kitchen? Have you counted the number of beds that you have? The bed sheets? Have you? Has anyone of you did an audit of the things that you have in your house?
I've not picked interest in that.
Do you know why you have not counted? Because how many or how much is not the goal. The goal is to gather and pile up. That is the goal. So we gather until the gathering takes our space. And we start now putting things over each other. And then we start fixing ourselves into that house, but we are still bringing again. Because it's a gathering race. It is a gathering race. It is a gathering race. It is a gathering race. Luke chapter 12, that is our key verse.
Chapter 12, verse?
Chapter 12 from verse 13.
Someone in the crowd said to him, Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me. Jesus replied, Man, who appointed me a judge or an arbiter between you? Then he said to them, Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions.
And he told them a parable, saying, The land of a rich man brought forth plentifully, and he thought to himself, What shall I do, for I have nowhere to store my crops? And he said, I will do this. I will pull down my barns and build larger ones, and there I will store all my grain and my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, you have ample goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, be merry. But God said to him, Fool, this night your soul is required of you, and the things you have prepared, whose will they be? So is he who lays up treasure, for himself and is not rich toward God. And he said to his disciples, Therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you shall eat, nor about your body, what you shall put on. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. Consider the ravens, they neither sow nor reap, they have neither storehouse nor barn, and yet God feeds them. Of how much more value are you than the birds? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a cubit to his span of life? If then you are not able to do as small a thing as that, Why are you anxious about the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass, which is alive in the field today, and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O men of little faith? And do not seek what you are to eat and what you are to drink, nor be anxious mind. For all the nations of the world seek these things, and your Father knows that you need them. Instead, seek his kingdom, and these things shall be yours as well. Amen? Amen? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Now, I will come back to this text, okay? But I still want to continue telling you about this gathering race. You see, the gathering race nurtures two kinds of relationships, okay? It nurtures an intimate relationship between man and things, and it nurtures another professional relationship between man and man. Did you guys follow? Between man and things, there is intimacy. Between man and fellow man, there is profession. That is what 1 Timothy 6:10 is about. For the love, okay, of things, there is that intimate relationship between you and your car. And there is that professional relationship between you and other people. The love, the emotional love that you show to things, isn't it? Is not the same love or the same relationship that you have with fellow people. You love your things, okay, differently than the way you love other people. Because this is what the nurturing race does. This is what the gathering race does. It nurtures that kind of relationship. There is a way you love your things. Why? Because of the investment that you have put in to get these things. Okay? Did you know that it is cheaper to attract people than to attract things? It is cheaper. Why? Because the method is get things, then people will follow what? The things. That's the method. That's the race. That's where we are. That's where we are. We have an intimate relationship with things. Unfortunately, that's what the race does. We are about gathering. Get as more things as what? As you can. And then the concept of satisfaction dies. You see, the problem here is that because you don't know what you need, okay? Mm-hmm. Therefore, enough is impossible in this gathering race. Why? The gathering race is built on your wants, your desires. So you gather things because you want them and you desire them. So the concept of satisfaction is not enough. It is more or less. Because what we mean by less in this thing is that it is less than. What we mean by more is more than. So what is less in this sense? I will tell you what is less. What is less is that which is less than your wants and your desires. So most of you have TV sets at home, right?
Yeah.
Eh? Don't you need a better one?
Yeah.
You do? Now here's the problem. The better one that you need has its better. So your the TV set that is better than your TV, okay, is lesser than another TV set. This is what company capitalizes on to manufacture things. It starts with the TV, the phone, okay, the cell that you have, okay. There is always a better cell phone. Today it is iPhone 13. Tomorrow it is 14 Pro Max. Then next year it will be 15 XXX. Because the consumer, us, are there to gather. So the factories are there to provide for our insatiable desire. We are gathering, and before you know it, because your first car had very essential things, isn't it? But your second car was a little bit better than this. Then you got another one. Then you drive this car because it has this AC, this kind of AC. Then you drive this car because it has this color. Okay. Excuse me, So that's why you are driving this and that car. Okay? So you continue adding on. And so are the fashion and style factories. Okay? Clothes now expire. They don't expire because they are old. Okay? Clothes expire because they are no longer accepted in the society. They no longer have a sociological value. It's not that they are old, but they no longer have that value.
Wow.
So you have to put on another one. So factories continue, and we continue gathering. Before you know it, you have suitcases of clothes. You are gathering. You're just gathering. You're just gathering. You're gathering day in and day out. Yeah. So it is less than your desire. You see, it is a trending. The gathering race is about trending. Thank you. The gathering race is about what is trending.
Is it bad to go with what is trending?
Because the problem, there's nothing wrong with the trending as long as you are the one who is trending. Because when you say what is trending, we go back to where we began. Whose race are you participating into? What is trending? They are telling you that this is not your race. We want you to participate in our race. So this is the problem with the gathering race. You are not putting on your clothes. No, you are putting on the clothes that have been determined by someone else that you don't even know about. But because everyone is doing it, so I am doing it. You get the point? So that is why, that is what is trending. So no one asks, no, you just want to trend. That's what the gathering race is about. So that is less. Now, when it comes to more is not more, okay, until it is more than others. What is more? You say this now. I think this is more, okay. It is only more because it is more than what others have. That's where the satisfaction comes. If I have more than what Peter has, then okay, fine. But if Ivan comes and he has more, then Ivan becomes my goal and target. I continue now gathering, competing and racing with Ivan. Yes, so I make sure that I have more. So that's how the billionaire community and millionaire communities are created. The net worth. You get the point? So more. You get the point. You just need more and more and more. So what is enough then? What is enough? How do we conclude about the enough? First Timothy 6:6. 1 Timothy 6:6.
First Timothy 6:6.
6 to 7.
Well, religion does make us very rich.
Okay.
If we are satisfied with what we have. What did we bring into the world? Nothing. What can we take out of the world? Nothing.
Read that text again.
Well, religion does make us rich. If we are satisfied with what we have. What did we bring into the world? Nothing. What can we take out of the world? Nothing.
Now, enough. Are we together? Enough is not to have and what you don't have. Enough is an attitude, a decision, and a choice. You get the point? That's what enough is about. It is not what hibernating and Ezekiel pose. It is not what we have to struggle with it until it is done. It is not what you have. It is you being satisfied, okay, with who you are.
It's a decision.
It is a decision. What do you have? Much or less? Less. Are you satisfied? Fine. Do you have more? Are you satisfied? That's enough. So enough is either less or more, as long as you are satisfied with what you have. 1. 2. If enough and more evaporates and leaves, isn't it? You are still satisfied. Do you know why? Because you came with nothing. That is enough.
Lose nothing.
That is
Nothing,
enough.
nothing to lose.
Because you come with nothing. It is even, if I have whatever I have, it is enough, isn't it? If I don't have anything, it is still enough. Therefore, that kind of person is not in the race. He's not in the race. He's not competing with anyone. He's not stressed. He's not. Why?
He's okay.
He's okay. He's fine. He's happy. No one in the gathering race is happy. Do you know why? Because every day we go back home, we haven't gotten what we wanted.
Buli lwe tufuluma tulina kye tunoonya tukomawo tetukifunye
nga tetusanyuse
ne tuddayo
ne bwe tukifuna tuba tetufunye kisinga.
tuba tetukifunye.
It is a gathering race. Today I have come back with 2 million shillings. I would have made 3.5 if it wasn't for Senyondo to come late. I'm not happy.
Dala twatondebwa tuti.
I will try tomorrow. Then you make calls and curse Senyondo. You are stupid.
The next time.
Did you hear that text? So that is what the gathering race is about. Now, because the race is built on less and more, isn't it? So we have a debt economy. We have a debt economy. We take loans. The debt economy tells us, what do you want? I want a car, isn't it? You take the car and pay later with an interest. Take the what? Take the car and pay later with what? With an interest. Did you understand what you want? Oh, do that. Take the car, pay later with what? With an interest. So you take loans, you gather. What else do you want? I want a furniture. Take. Pay later, the debt economy. Now, before we know it, we are working for bills. Now, those bills and loans are piling up. Can you rest? You can't. It is a gathering race. You have gathered things and loans and debts. You have to work. Like it or not, you have to work. So you have to gather each and every time. Take it. You have to compete with what is trending. You have to, every day you are competing with what has come on the stage. You've just bought your car, isn't it? It has gone off. Now there's a new brand.
Yeah.
You need to get rid of this. And the car factories tell you, bring that one and we give you another one. And you give us some more money.
You know what we will.
Or we change your loan setting. You can't live your life. Someone is running you. The owner of the who? Of the race. The owner of the race is running. Yeah, it's running you. Now you build in that process. You start gathering the things that you need and the things that you don't need, the things that you use and the things that you don't use. There's an architecture firm that did a research, okay, that people who live in a 4-bedroom house or 5-bedroom house, okay, can only use of the 4 bedrooms, they only use two rooms. Then the rest, they are corridors. They applied a heat map on the house, and then you could see food stamps, where these people move. They move, go to the kitchen, get something to drink, okay, and then either then
the living room or
go to the bathroom. No one goes to the living room. No one goes there. They don't use the living room. It is just there. No one goes there. Then they go to their bedroom or where there's that card desk of the computer, sit there. Then in that they have 2 TV sets, okay? One in the living room, another in the bedroom. They normally use the other one there. So basically, if someone has a 5-bedroom house and the family is for 3 people or 2 people, basically, they are using 3 rooms out of those, or actually 2 rooms out of the 5, and they're not using the 3. But they are paying for the maintenance of the entire building, and they can only use that. They have just gathered the things they are not even using. So you need to go back in your house and ask yourself, how much space do I need? 2, how much space do I use? You need also to look at the things that you have in your house. Are you using those things? Or they're just consuming space in your house and taking away your freedom and happiness? Because before you know it, something has crashed and broken and you are hurt. But question, were you using it?
No.
But you are hurt because it has what? It has crashed. But no one asked the question, but where are we using it?
Do we need it?
Do we need it? No one is asking that question. Our question is, let us gather and gather and gather and gather. Recently I asked you a question. You have, if you have 30 pairs of shoe and the month has 30 days, you are supposed to put on a different shoe every day. Who does that? No one does it. But if you have 30 pairs of shoe, then why do you have 30 pairs of shoe and you can't put on one per day? Have you gone to your shoe rack and investigated when was the last time that you put on a certain shoe? But it is still there. It is stored there on that shoe rack. You spend like 3 months without putting it on.
Yeah, because each pair has a function. It is designated for function.
So each pair has a function. So that is, now let me ask, if those, why haven't you had those functions? Why did you buy a shoe for a function that you did not expect to have in a period of 6 months? Because how can you buy a shoe for a function that you're going to get in 6 months time to come? Why do you have clothes that you do not put on? Why don't you give out those clothes to other people?
Is it wrong to prepare?
Prepare. It is not wrong. It is not wrong to prepare. It is right to prepare for what is anticipated. But where is the function that you prepared for? 6 months down the road, you bought a party shoe, and after 6 months, you've not had one single party, and you still have the party shoes. Can you assure us that by the time the party comes after the year, those shoes will be relevant for that party?
No.
But you are still gathering and you are still buying. You are still buying. Women buy makeup that they no longer use and they still keep it. And they buy more and more. Because that's what the company and the factories want you to do. They just want you to keep gathering. They want you to keep gathering. Keep gathering. Keep gathering. So we create space that we cannot even use. That we cannot even use. So if you are a husband and a wife and children, okay, you need a 2-bedroom house. That's what you need. That's what you need. Your bedroom, their bedroom, and then the living room, and that is done. You don't need a dining room. No. For what? If you have a dining room, you don't need a living room. So there's a dining room and then a living room. Which room is not living? But we build houses, 5-bedroom house, 2 family members. Because our mission is to gather.
Living room,
Kati bano ba mu Uganda bayina eddiiro, bayina ne dining.
Kati eddiiro kyeki. Eddiiro ly'abagenyi. Eddiiro nga kiva mu kigambo bwe baliira.
Eddiiro, bayina eddiiro, bayina ne dining. We are about to gather. Abutuleke ki? This is the problem. So it is important that we understand what this whole thing is about. Now, give me 10 minutes and I take you back to the Bible.
Before you take us back to the Bible, omuntu agula emmere yatagenda kulya kumalawo, yatagenda kutereka n'agisula kasasi.
Ffe tuli mu Bible ogenda biwu. Let's go back to the Bible. Luke chapter 12, verse 13, the passage that we read. And I want you to listen carefully. One of the multitude said to Jesus, "Teacher, bid my brother divide the inheritance with me." Now let me ask you, does this brother have a good relationship with the brother? The answer is no. Why? Because of being two. Inheritance. This brother wants to part ways with his brother. The intimate relationship is with the inheritance. not with his brother. And so is the other brother. The other brother would rather lose his brother than divide the inheritance. This brother also does not mind losing the other brother as long as he has the inheritance, the gathering grace. They are all racing towards an inheritance of things. And then Jesus asked him, man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? A divider of what? Not of things.
Divider of you too.
Who made me a divider? Because if I tell him to divide the inheritance, you and him are no more. Follow the text. Now we move to the characteristics of the gathering grace. There are 4 characteristics. Number 1 is in verse 19, verse 15. And he said to them, take heed and beware of all covetousness. That is the first characteristic of the gathering grace.
Greed.
Covetousness, greed, okwegomba. Tulifena? Covetousness, desire. I want that, I want it. We are covetous. Buli kye tulabye tukyagala, and we gather it. Have you ever walked out of home and you went to the market and you came back with the things you never planned that you were going to buy?
Many times.
Because when when you walk around the supermarket, I like it. I like it. I like it. Covetousness. You gather. You continue gathering. You gather. Then before you know it, you have like 5 polythene bags. And you have to struggle on the border.
Wagenze kugula sabuni.
And you had just gone to buy a bow, so covetousness. We just buy it. Someone has designed that. It's not by coincidence. Then, characteristic number 2. You remember the man that we read, verse 17. And he thought to himself, what shall I do? Okay? What shall I do? 17. What shall I do? For I have nowhere to store my crops. Storing. Characteristic number 2 of the gathering grace is storing. The challenge that the rich man has, okay, is where to keep his stuff. Store. We are just storing. Our houses now look like store houses. They are just stores. They are warehouses actually. We store everything. We even have those things in the ceiling. Then we have the others in how do they call them? This underground cabin where we store things. We
ogule mmere kati ekikolokomba kitagenda kuliibwa kiterekebwa mu nsonda
anti njya kifumbisa. We store. Our houses are now stores. We gather and then we gather using the covetous, isn't it? Then our challenge becomes where to store whatever we have coveted. Okay? Then after we have come up with that idea, now we come up with the idea of storing. Now we store everything. We keep storing. Your house has turned into a storehouse where the other people you know that need these things, okay, but you keep them in the store. Verse 19. And I will say to my soul, you have ample goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, and be merry. Now, consumerism. But before I go to that characteristic of consumerism, okay, I would like to ask a question in this text. Does the soul eat and drink? The guy said that I'm going to store, and then I will say to my soul, eat and drink. Does your soul eat and drink? So what is this guy saying?
He's talking about himself, I think.
Do you know what he's talking about? He's demonstrating that he has an intimate relationship with things. He doesn't deal with things, okay? Using the body. If you touch any of his food stored in the store, you have touched his soul. This is why when you scratch someone's car, he picks a gun and shoots you.
Because you have scratched their soul.
Because you've scratched their soul. This guy is saying that these burns are his soul. So you so he said, I will tell my soul, eat and drink and be merry. You get the point? Because it is an intimate, the one that I talked about earlier, building an intimate relationship with things. And people are going to start killing each other for these things. Why? Because it is their soul. Your phone is your soul. Your car is your soul. Your house is your soul. Your food is your soul. Whoever touches it has touched your soul and deserves to die. But what is the mission? To eat and drink. Can you imagine? To consumerism. We are consumers. We are consumers. And because of this consumerism, we have even hurt our environment. We build in swamps, we do what, and then when it rains, this rain catches up with us, then the floods, then the twisters. We have hurt nature because we want to eat and drink and be merry. It's a gathering race. And this is how we have hurt our world. Finally, characteristic number 4, verse 22, and he said to his disciples, therefore I tell you, do not be anxious. Anxiety, stress and depression. Why are we stressed? Because we don't have what we want. We are not stressed because we don't have enough. I want to make this categorically clear. We are not stressed because we don't have enough. No, we are stressed because we don't have what we desire. And so is the anxiety. And so is the what? Is the anxiety. But ladies and gentlemen, the goal is not to gather. I would like to kindly ask you that as a Christian, you tone it down. Number 1. Number 2, stop participating in other people's race. And I would like you to sit down and ask yourself, yes, you are in the race, but whose race are you in?
Mind my business.
Why are you doing whatever you are doing? Why are you being stressed by whatever is stressing you? Have you investigated your bills, the bills that you have, the nature of those bills? Do you know that some of the bills you have are social bills? Yes, you have those bills because you belong to a certain class of people. And so you have that bill. When the month ends, there are corporations that you have to pay for because you have to be there. You are keeping up with the what? With the Johnsons or the Kardashians. And you are not a Kardashian. Why are you keeping up with the Kardashian? And yet you are not a Kardashian. What is wrong with you? We have only one race and one goal. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. We have only one goal and one race.
Hebrews 12:2
says,
it says that, okay, therefore, let me begin with verse 1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles.
Now, pause. There are two things. You need to throw off the things that hinder you and the sin. But let's talk about the things, because we're talking about the gathering grace, isn't it? Throw off, decluster your life, decluster your mental life, decluster it. There are thoughts in your head that are stressing you, that are just products of the race. Just decluster your head, throw off.
And
Just throw off those things.
and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us.
So there's a race marked out for us.
Fixing our eyes on Jesus,
Fixing our eyes on Jesus,
the pioneer
the pioneer
and the perfecter of faith,
and the perfecter. That is our race.
for the joy that
Fixing
was
our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and the perfecter of our faith. You people, calm down. Just calm down. Okay? You need to be hardworking, yes, but make sure you are hardworking for the right race. No, you make sure you're not just hardworking for these factories and these philosophies in your sociologies. Just fix your eyes on Jesus, because at the end of the day, it will not be the things that you have gathered. It will be your God. At the end of the day, it won't be the things that you've gathered. It will be who? It will be your God. In fact, Ecclesiastes says that time, Ecclesiastes 9:11. Very quickly, wind up with that.
9:11 says, 9:11 says, I have seen something else under the sun.
Okay?
The race is not to the swift.
The race is not to the what?
To the swift.
Uh-huh.
Or the battle to the strong.
Uh-huh.
Nor does food come to the wise. Or wealth to the brilliant. Or favor to the learned.
Yes.
But time and chance happen to them all.
Eventually, okay? Eventually we'll come to the realization that the race is not always won by the swift. However much you are racing, there are people who are manipulating this race. It is not fair. It is not fair. Eventually, in this race where you have hustled so much, ran faster than anyone, the prize will be given to a different person. And eventually, you will retire miserable. And many people have retired miserable after racing and racing and racing. After racing and racing and racing, however swift you've been, however mighty you have been, you will end up miserable. And I'm telling you guys, whoever has participated in this gathering race is miserable. So I am kindly asking you.
The race is known to the swift.
I am kindly asking you. Decide and choose to be happy. No amount of money will make you happy. No size of house will make you happy. No size of wedding party will make you happy. Stop participating in the gathering race and start participating in the race of our call, and that is our salvation. Why? Because Jesus Christ is the perfecter. Is the perfecter of our race.
Amen.
So enough is a choice. Enough is what?
Sure.
Enough is a choice. If you don't choose that this is enough, you will continue racing, and then you will continue to be miserable and miserable and miserable. So start enjoying life with the little that you have. Enjoy life with the more that you have. Build intimate relationships with people. Don't build intimate relationships with things. Your soul is not in the things that you have. Stop killing people for things. Start killing things for people. May God bless you.